Hi everybody, it's Peter here, your ginger Geordie geek. Welcome back to the channel, and today, well, I've dropped a proper bollock. Hi everybody, before we get into the video, please do me a favour and hit that like and subscribe button. I would much appreciate it. So, what have I friggin' done this time? Those of you that watch this channel will know I do love a signed book, and I've been collecting signatures from my favourite TV series, actors, movies, all that kind of stuff. But there is a golden goose. There is a book that, Jesus, I've wanted for years and years and years. A signature that is incredibly hard to come by for a reasonable price. And that is from one of my favourite all-time actors, an icon, a guy who really inspired many of us, I think, when we were younger. Of course, Christopher Reeve, Superman. Now, like I said, I've been on the hunt for a Christopher Reeve signature for a long, long time, but I wanted it on a comic book. I wanted it on a Superman book. He has signed, and you can get trading cards, posters, that kind of stuff, but I really wanted it on a comic. I've been hunting for probably a couple of years now, and the prices are astronomical, and it's very rare you actually see a comic signed by the legend himself. So just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, my excitement when I saw one on eBay. Now, it was an interesting one, I'll give you that. It was an interesting one in that it was a foreign comic book and it was a pocket-sized book, not an American standard book. But the price was ridiculously cheap. Yeah, I should have friggin' known. So, saw the book on eBay, got extremely excited, didn't do my due diligence, just bought the bloody thing before I really looked into it. The eBay listing said it was signed by Christopher Reeve. It had a certificate of authenticity. Oh my God! I've got to buy it now before anybody else does. Then it came. There we have it. This is Nembo Kid, signed by Christopher Reeve. Yeah. It also came with a certificate of authenticity. And again, I'll put some pictures up on screen so you can see this. Yeah, to say that I started to get a bit concerned when it arrived is an understatement. When I looked at the certificate of authenticity, I thought that looks a little bit ropey. So I started to do some digging. I then went onto the company website. You can have a look for yourself. At first glance, looks good. As soon as you start scratching the surface, it's a little bit weird. Some of the text doesn't seem to relate to anything to do with signature verification. Again, more concern. So I decided, because I wanted to send this thing off to CGC, I decided instead to use Beckett's rapid signature verification process. So you pay them $10, they'll have a quick squint at the signature, and they'll tell you whether they think it's likely to be verified or unlikely to be verified. Sent it in, great process, I have to say, and it came back. Well, bugger me, guess what? Unlikely to be verified. So I was gutted, I have to say. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the moral of the story. This is my fault. I rushed in and bought this bloody thing without really looking into it. I didn't look into the company. I didn't look into the certificate, all that kind of stuff. My fault. I get that. And luckily I got this for a reasonable price. I'm saying a reasonable price. It was still over £100. But for a Christopher Reeve signature, that itself should have been alarm bells. So this is my fault in some regards. What I would say though is I did reach out to the eBay seller, and in no way am I saying in this video that this chap was in on this, that it was a dodgy deal and anything like that. I will leave you to make that decision yourself. I did reach out to the eBay seller because he has more items by Christopher Reeve signed on his page with this kind of certificate of authenticity. I did reach out to him. I told him what Beckett's results were. I told him that I felt it was a fake signature. His response, as you can see, was interesting. He basically told us not to trust Beckett. Now, as a company, that's up to you whether you believe them or not. But when I look at Beckett's reputation against this mobile reputation, I know which one I'm going to go with. Like I said, I've not done anything with the eBay seller. I haven't flagged it with eBay. I'm not doing anything with that. I am not saying that he was in on this, but I do think it's interesting that I've pointed it out to the guy and he's still selling the signatures. What I would say though, in all transparency and fairness, he did respond and say that he would send us some Superman books to make up for it. To be quite honest, This had soured things, and I just thought, no, I just want nothing else to do with this. So I walked away. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. A cautionary tale, hopefully, for those of you that do collect signatures. If something looks too good to be true, it probably is. Please, please do your due diligence. Make sure it's a reputable signature firm that's authenticated it. Use Beckett's service. I found it really, really helpful and straightforward. But, Beckett's is not without its own issues. They do have problems as well. So let me know in the comments. What would you do? Would you chalk this up as a loss, burn that bloody thing and bury it in the garden before my wife sees? Or would you still push ahead and go via CGC signature verification? See what comes back. That might cost us 50 to 100 quid, but is it worth the risk if it's going to come back as a true Christopher Reeve signature? Please do let us know in the comments what you would do. Okay everybody, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate your time. Please do consider hitting like and subscribe. It all helps with the algorithm thingy-majig. If you really liked the video, please do think about becoming a channel member. Your support means I can keep doing this and keep giving away good comic books on my Tuesday night live shows. But for now, I'm chalking this up to a big kick in the bollocks loss. What do you think? Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Take care.